What's happening, guys? Olizandri here, bringing you a complete and utter stomp fest of a TDM on Havana today. But while the enemies may not be that competitive against me, they kind of die. Let's put it that way. They kind of die. The commentary itself is going to be all about competitive whatever. Bleh. It's going to be all about that jazz. And of course, this weekend I was spending most of my time outside of work watching MLG Dallas, the live stream, the pro Black Ops gameplay. I was really interested in it, and of course I'd gone into the competition not knowing much about it. I played alongside Game Battles players, but that's kind of like a completely different kind of experience to watching the real pros, the ones that play for money. And I only knew that there was like 3 teams straight off. The COD community only really seems to recognise 3 teams. And those are of course Optic Gaming. Everyone knows Optic because of all the Optic fanboys and lobbies that can't play for crap. Sorry Optic fanboys, but you're just not as good as the real thing. Then you've got all the Team Fear and the Team Envious likers. They mention them quite often in commentaries like Xjaws has. And then you don't really know who else is in it, and I thought they were obviously going to be the best 3 teams, and it actually turned out that there was a top seed that was not any of them, and that was Team Leverage, and they were absolutely beastly. If you didn't want it to be spoiled, oh well, it's 2 days since the competition ended. Team Leverage took the whole thing, and they were insane players. I thought that Team Envious and Team Fear and Optic were going to go further than they did, but obviously not, because there was 11th seed and a 1st seed in the final, Team Leverage versus Resistance, and all the ones that are known kind of got left by the wayside, which is really odd, at least in my thing. Now I know a little bit more about competitive gaming and all that jazz. I know what teams are in it, what teams are actually the hot ones, and Leverage were absolutely insane in some of their games. Whenever they were in a domination game type, they would completely stomp. They probably had 2 of the best overall slayers in the competition with TP and Bobby, and you probably don't know what I'm talking about right now if you haven't watched it, but they were just completely and utterly out-killing. And of course, Game Battles or MLG and all that, it is really a kill to death trade. I mean, you don't go 40-0, you don't do that. You go like 26 and like 18 is a really good score. Let's put it that way. It's a really good score in an MLG setting or pro setting. Well, the thing is, pro gameplay and public gameplay, they are absolutely poles apart. I watched gameplays learn. I was watching it because I wanted to learn little techniques and little strategies to be better. You can't really learn how to play a game mode from watching a pro gameplay because it just doesn't happen that way in pubs. Pubs are so random, so you can't really learn that stuff. You have to like rely on us as pub players, as pub stars, to learn that kind of stuff. But it is amazing to watch how meticulous and how much communication is going on. It's absolutely insane. Now, the communication is actually one of the points that I don't like about Game Battles, which may sound really odd, but when they do these Astro listening thing, they go into the mics and they listen to the team chat. It basically was blah, 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 blah. There was 4 people just constantly nattering, and you could not tell what they were saying apart. It was insane. I don't understand how they play with that. But also to the point, it was pointed out that without that communication, they don't really play well. There was this amazing moment, Team Envious Grid S&D, and I'm sorry Hastro for mentioning it if you watch this video, where it was like a 2-on-3, 2-on-4 situation with Team Envious. And it was Hastro really meticulously checking all these corners for like anyone camping in a corner on the B-bomb site. And then one of his teammates comes up behind him, and they don't communicate about it. He comes up behind him and he jumps over onto the corner of a room. And Hastro just looks up, sees the guy move, and just shoots him and team kills him because of course friendly fire's on. And he knew he'd effed up right at that moment. He was kicking himself. He knew he'd lost that round for them. And he was just like, whoa, that's so massive. That pro players can make mistakes like that. They rely on the communication aspect so much that their self-reliance is kind of eroded. They take less of what map stimuli they have, like the mini-map, as gospel, and they take more about what their teammates are saying. That's one of the reasons I've always shied away from competitive stuff, because when I've played scrims and all that, if you don't give a call out, people get mad. But it's just like, well, can't you see the red dot? Honest to God, can't you see the green triangle? Are you blind? And that's one of the things I've always kept away from scrims and all that. But anyway, if you haven't seen any of the MLG play and you're interested in what I'm talking about, it is still up there. Go to the MLG website and you will see the live stream still going. It was not live, of course. But anyway, this has been Olizandri. Please rate, comment, subscribe and all that jazz, and check it out.